Here we
Now we're
go.
rolling.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
how we feeling?
All good, brother. Your side.
Good, good. Julian, right?
That's correct. What should I say? Molo Phumelele.
More. Yes, my friend.
Kunjani.
Munjan.
Thank you so much for joining us, Pumi. I know you're a busy man, and I don't like bothering fighters usually too close to the events. We were so busy,
Yeah.
and this is the closest time I could have get without away from your fight week also. So I really appreciate you giving us some time. I won't keep you for too long.
No. That's all right. That's all right.
So how's things going, brother? All good? All good?
What's up?
How's things
Let me
going?
volume on this. I can't really hear you all that well. Oh, there we go.
Sorted.
Yep, all good.
And is Auden joining us, your manager?
No, he's not joining us. He just handles everything, helps me schedule it. It just makes it easy for me.
Okay, cool. Let me just make sure everything's recording. Okay, so just before we carry on, I'm just letting you know, we from Zanzi MMA, we obviously we'd like to become the biggest African platform for mixed martial arts and combat sport in general, and just, the big effect combat sport has on the world, and especially in the climate we are living in South Africa, femicide, GBV, and we use that in a social development tool also to empower kids and women. So that's just a bit of a background for you. And then also
Awesome.
we are linked to independent media, which is one of the biggest media houses in South Africa and Africa. So the article that we'll be doing will be in papers such as the Cape Argus, the Cape Times, the Mercury, the Daily News, the Star, Pretoria
Beautiful.
News. So any family you have in Mzansi, just let them know, and I'll be sure to send you links as well. So before we continue, Pumi, I just want to find out from you. You weren't born in South Africa, eh?
No, I wasn't born. My mom moved to the US at 19 to escape apartheid. She didn't want to be around during the apartheid time. So she went to school in South Africa, gave birth to me and my brothers.
Nice. Power. And then just tell us, so are you actually from New Jersey?
Yeah. Born and raised in New Jersey, and then 18 headed off to Long Island, where I started training mixed martial arts with, Ray Longo and all the guys there, and now we're making history today.
Yeah, sure. And then just tell us a bit about your family. So who's all with you that side? Is it your mom? You have any siblings or dad? What's the family situation?
So, mom, my other two brothers, Kai and Kasambe, my aunt and my cousin live in Canada, and then we actually have one of my grandmas, and I want to say about 3 cousins live in Europe. So we're all over the globe, my friend.
Global superstar. And then just tell us, where exactly in South Africa is your family based? The family that you have here still?
Mount Fletcher.
Sorry?
Mount Fletcher.
Mount Fletcher. Eastern Cape.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool. And then just tell us, Pumi, aside from your training, I know you're a professional fighter now. I'm probably sure that sounds awesome every time you hear it also. In terms of training, are you a coach as well, or I mean, obviously you're still building yourself up. I know fighters, they have to bring in other sorts of revenue. Are you studying, or do you have other work? What exactly is the situation aside from your fighting?
Yeah, so I mean, I make a good amount of money coaching and doing personal training on the side. Also at this point, I'm getting a lot of sponsorships too, which is helping me pay my rent. So
nice.
Between honestly the fighting, the sponsorships at this point, doing the personal training, and I actually got a little bit into swing trading too. So I'm making some good money on that. So hopefully I can turn that into something, really lucrative. But yeah, those are like my 3 or 4, main ways of making money right now.
That's nice. Yeah, you gotta be a business mind going into the game, right?
No, yeah, you have to, man. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's, if you want to be a real mixed martial artist, you want to be a good mixed martial artist, you're going to have to make the sacrifices to do so. You won't be able to do too much, right? You can't all of a sudden get this job here, because now you're not training, right? So It's a balance.
Okay, cool. And then I just wanted to actually let you know, I watched some of the podcasts you were on, some of your interviews previously, and I just want to say, big ups. There's two things we have in common. It's I'm a big fan of Ken Shamrock and Brett the Hitman. Oh, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
My God.
Actually, obviously, we interview guys like Habib and all the big stars regularly, but Ken was a bit, obviously, I mean, from a bit before our time. So I actually tweeted him once, and he actually retweeted it. And for me, it was just so awesome that a legend of that status would still acknowledge someone, coming up. So I just wanted to let you know, shout out to Ken Shamrock, man.
Shout out, man. Look, I tell everybody, he's one of the OGs, man. Like, I don't think he gets the credit he deserves in our sport, because, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, guys like Hoist Gracie and right? Like, you got to give credit to those guys too. A lot of the legends, right? The big timers, the Chuck Liddells and so forth. But dude, Ken Shamrock, he was at the top of his level for a while, man, in a very early stage of the game where nobody knew anything. He could at least mix it up a little bit, So in terms of doing that, and then also he ended up being a pro wrestler, and he was all right on the mic at points, like he was the first person to really bridge that gap between the two.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
yeah, you have to say?
No, I was saying definitely a legend, man. Definitely a legend.
Okay, cool. And then just tell us, obviously you stayed close to the Lord Gym, and you obviously found that place easy. But in terms of, I just look at your record, and some people saying like the way you've just developed and your transition. I know it's a lot of kids, they have to take the long road before they get where you are. But do you give that credit to the fact that you were around guys like Sarah and Longo, and obviously you have Aljamain and all these big names around you? Are those are those players, do they play a big role in developing you in terms of fast tracking you in terms of to get you to your goal in the quickest time possible? Because I mean, you're 2-0 in the pro, but you're training with big killers these days. I mean, you've been there for a long time. And is that something key that you've been taught? I know Mr. Longo, he's big on the healthy approach to fighters. I don't know how many people actually know that, but I mean, which I appreciate, because that is the game that we have to go in. We're not in the vintage days of MMA, that dogfight days where it's a professional career now. So do you think that played a big role in terms of how you've actually developed in such a short period of time?
Well, that's the thing. I will say one thing, right? Like, I think you're right in the fact that all those guys did help me develop, right? Being with Ray Longo, getting to spar with, Marab, getting to spar with Aljo, even the other guys in the gym that you don't hear of, right? And even just getting to work with, the people like Steve Lee, Dennis Bazooka, Delemy, we have such a good crew, man. And there's no way you can't get better because there's just so much talent in and out of that gym. You got one guy, you can have a guy like Dennis Bazooka whose stand-up is really sick. You go spar with him, and now you have to worry about Chris boxing. Then you go and, you spar with Marab, and all the stuff you got to worry about relentless takedowns. And then you spar with Aljo, and now you got to worry about kicks coming into your face and this and that. And so on top of just learning from guys like Ray Longo and Matt Serra, obviously OGs in the game, guys have so much knowledge in the ring and outside of the ring, bringing the table, but you have guys, man, who are just hungry in our gym. Now, as far as being fast tracked, I don't think I was fast tracked. I know I might only be 2-0, but I've been part of.
Sorry, I didn't mean. I think I used the wrong words. I didn't mean fast track. I meant the development in your career, man. Like you.
Look, man. It's not every day you see a 2-0 fighter get a title shot in any promotions, especially a promotion where usually when the guys do win that belt, they get that UFC contract, right? So I know I'm in a good position for 2-0, but I don't believe I was fast tracked, man, because I've been part of the team for 7 years. I've been working, grinding, hustling, slaving day in and day out. Sometimes I might stay a little bit too quiet, and just kind of laid in the background. But man, I've just been working and slaving. And right now I'm 25. I've been doing that since I was 18. And before that, I wrestled. And before that, I did jiu-jitsu. And even before that, I was training in kickboxing. So
you started like 12 years old, eh?
What's up?
Did you say you started at about the age of 12 when you got into the game?
I started about the age of 12, man. So for me, this isn't a 2-0 fighter going up against, a guy who's 5-1. This is 13 years in the game, 13 years of knowledge, 13 years of, I remember when I was 12 years old, man, like, a lot of people want to go out and party and hang out and do this. I was in my basement, with my middle brother, pausing, stopping, rewinding UFC fights just to learn technique.
Analysis and everything.
That's the cloth I'm cut from, man.
Yeah.
So as far as am I ready for this? Do it at 2-0. I'm born ready,
Yeah, I think what I actually wanted to say is what people can learn from you is you're obviously preparing yourself, your examination, but also when to take the fight, because that just helps you also build your career. That's what I'm trying to get at. So sorry if there was a misinterpretation, but the fact that you know when to take the correct fight, and like I said, it's key for our youngsters coming forward to know. I mean, we're not in the old school game where I want to brawl. Now you're building a professional career, then if you have to manage your time, your fights, and just the strategic approach to the game, which you are very good at, aside from the technical side.
Especially when you have confidence in yourself, right? Like maybe back in the day, man, when I was like 21, 22, I might have not had the confidence to, at 2-0, be like, I want the champ. But now, man, with the amount of experience I have, in the ring and now outside of the ring, in the sparring, just everything I've been through, man, we wanted this fight. After I beat Ben Coyle, Alberto Trujillo and Santos Curatolo, they fought for the belt on the main event. We told the guys right after, we want the winner of that fight. We looked at both of those guys. We thought they were both good, but my attributes, they're both beatable, especially against a guy.
Cool. And then just tell us, aside from your training, also, what is it that Pumi actually enjoys? Also, is it gaming or just going hiking, camping? What is it that you like?
I gotta be honest, man. Like, because mixed martial arts takes so much of my time, so much of my day, I really, at this point, like, I don't really have many other hobbies, right? Like, I mainly train and go home, I can't really do much. But no, I'd honestly say just hanging out with friends and being around good company, man. Like, I'm one of those guys. I do like to play guitar, right? So maybe something like that I like to do in my spare time. Still, I trying to get better with the cross eye, you know what I'm saying, in my spare time.
Cool.
So, but nah, man, honestly, just as far as what I like to do, that's the thing. I'm not really a guy that takes vacations, man. I like to work day in and day out. So
you'll take a vacation when you retire with 3 belts on your body, eh?
No, 100%. When I retire as triple champion, then, I'll go on vacation. Right now, man, I don't really have time to like many other things other than MMA. Unless it's good company and all that, all the stuff that brings.
Yeah, cool. And then just tell us also in terms of you obviously seen, I'm sure people have spoken to you about this already, the rise in African talent also, and how Africa's taking over the game. Does that get you extra excited also? I mean, obviously you're repping for us big time. When we see that flag on your shoulders, I mean, I get excited every time I see that, because not many people will know that you are from South Africa, but that flag is such a powerful symbol, So does that actually just give you that extra motivation? Because like I said, we have Dalcha, we have JP Base, we have Drickus, we have Don Madge, we have Yusuf Sadiq, we have Uz Kamaru, we have Izzy Francis Ngannou's coming up also now for the title. I mean, you're just forming part of that pack now, eh?
And I think that's the cool thing about it, man. Because like growing up, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes in America you get made fun of for being African, right? You get made fun of, by the Americans for being African, and then you get made fun of also sometimes by the Black kids for being African, right? But being from South Africa, man, that's always something that I've held so close to me, man. Like what my blood is made of, man. I love the fact that I have South African blood pumping through my heart. And to see other guys, man, to see guys like, like you're saying, JP, like, Dolce Champion, to see those guys making waves in the game. And then now on top of that, you have the best in the world who are Africans, right? You have Kamaru Usman, pound for pound. He's a pound for pound level fighter, man. And he beats John Jones. That guy's one of the pound for pound greatest fighters ever. And you know what? He's African. You look at Francis Ngannou. That guy, man, could maybe beat anybody on any day of the planet. All he needs is one of these, right? So at the end of the day, he's also a pound for pound great just because of how devastating he is in the ring. He's also African. Look at Kamaru Usman, what he was able to do just his last fight, man. and over the course of his resume, you know, just to see those guys come from Africa and make the sport explode and just show how good those guys from the continent are, man. It's exciting for me, but at the same time, it's almost like now I gotta go. Now I gotta show something myself. You know, I don't just want those guys to take I don't want to say take all the glory, but to have all the fun raising up the flag. I want to raise it up myself, man,
For sure.
and get.
And then just tell us, you obviously you fight in the flyweight division, and you I'm sure you're aware of Bokang Mosanyane from South Africa, also doing amazing things in the One Championship. Have you guys ever connected? I know he follows you on social media. I'm not sure if you follow him also, but because I mean you're both exciting flyweights from Mzansi. Did you guys ever connect with each other?
Can you say that one more time? Because I couldn't hear it. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, I was referring to Bokang, BK, Little Giant.
Oh yeah, my man BK.
Do you guys connect a lot? Did you ever speak to each other? I mean, you guys are both in similar weight categories.
Well, we spoke a couple times. You know, I support him. He supports me, man. It's always good to see another South African guy doing well, man. And especially, I feel like, you know, you don't really always see that, right? So we haven't actually connected or gotten to train yet. I think by the time we really kind of started, you know, talking a little bit more, COVID had happened, right? And such. So I haven't been able to go back there, but I would definitely love to train with those guys, man. Train with him and his team. I know some of the guys in his team. They're all very talented guys. He's also another one, and that guy gets a couple wins, and he's into the mix. I think one more win, man, and he might be fighting for the one flyweight championship or the, I think, atomweight championship. So, dude, we're moving up, man, in MMA. We're moving up.
And then just tell us, you're obviously you're fighting for this title now. Just your prep. I mean, I don't like to always ask fighters about the actual fight itself. I always like to get the color side of it, like the things that people don't ask. But just your preparation, has it just been everything going according to plan for you so far? Everything perfectly in place? And
man, yeah. And that's the thing I told you before. We wanted this fight after October, right? So I fought October 30th, and they were in the main event. The day after, we told them, look, we want the title fight. And, you know, they offered us maybe one other guy, a short notice fight. And we were like, nah, man, we want the title fight. So as far as we've been training for 5 hard rounds since October. Right now it's March, you know, so we've been training this, man, for about 5 months. Going hard in the gym with some of the best guys in the world. And dude, I can't wait. March 11th, you guys are going to see 4 rounds of fury.
Nice. I can imagine. I can't wait, brother. And then also just in terms of, I know we spoke earlier about what you want to do also, and your investment and all your business acumen in terms of what you would like to do also. In terms of your legacy, are there any plans of coming back and doing something special in Africa, or is it something you want to build in the States? Or what are your plans going forward?
Look, man, I mean,
I know it's premature now. It's still early days, but obviously everybody has something inside, you know.
Look, you need goals, right? You need goals in life. So there's nothing wrong with having big dreams, big aspirations, right? Because you have to grow into them. You have to get there. My goal, honestly, would be great all time, man. And in that, I would love to bring, you know, the big fights to Africa. You know, one of the big things for me, man, one of my big dreams, one of my big goals, something I visualize is fighting maybe either Henry Cejudo or Demetrius Johnson at that big stadium in Johannesburg, 100,000 people strong. You know, that's built for the Olympics. It was built for big matches, big moments, big events. And I would love to compete against either Triple C or compete against Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson just to see who's the greatest in the world, you know, in that stadium with so many people watching.
Yeah, for sure. And just tell us, so do you stay with a couple of your teammates, or are you close to your mom then, or what's the situation there in Jersey or in Long Island?
So yeah, right now I stay with a couple of teammates. We got a couple guys around. I'm actually at Aljo's house right now in Los Angeles. He's actually at the hotel getting ready.
Sure.
But yeah, man, I like it that way, man. It's just easier to keep focused, keep a level head. You know, when you have like-minded people around you, it just makes chasing your goals together all that much easier. You know, it's 2 candles burn brighter together than one big ass candle. You know, I don't care what anyone says. So to be around good guys like that day in, day out, training hard, we all have the same goals. It's awesome.
Cool. Well, Pumi, before we end off, I just want to say, send all our love from Mzansi to your mother and big up for her for representing and creating a platform for you. And just remember, Africa's behind you all the way, brother. All the best with your fight, eh? Thank you for your time.
Of course, my friend.
Cheers, brother. Thanks, man.
Cheers, brother.